Good afternoon, it's 12 o'clock. I am Adeyege Bangbade with the 12 o'clock news, broadcasting live on Splash FM, F1 Alaye Ekiti State. First, the highlights. Just 24 hours after APC Council launch, Oyebanji meets President Tinubu. Terror financials will pay daily, says Tinubu. News beyond Nigeria, South Africa repatriate 586 Nigerians. To the news in detail. Ekiti State Governor Piotr Napayono Oyebanji and Senate Leader Opeyemi Bamidele met with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu at the Presidential Villa in Abuja today to fine-tune strategies ahead of the June 20th, 2026 Ekiti State governorship election. The high-level visit comes just 24 hours after the All Progressives Congress inaugurated its National Campaign Council, highlighting the ruling party's strong confidence in Governor Oyebanji's bid for her second term. The meeting underscores the APC's determination to deliver another victory in Ekiti through coordinated national and state efforts. Still on Ekiti State news, a final year student of the Federal University of Ekiti Foye has gone viral after bringing the iconic Lagos Eyo Masquerade regalia to school as his personal costume for the department's Costume Day celebration. The FYB student dressed in the full white attire and tall cap that defined the Eyo Masquerade made a grand entrance on campus on his Costume Day. During cheers and crowds of students who trooped out to watch and take pictures, as the Hadimu Masquerade, the outfit is a cultural symbol of Lagos and is traditionally performed during festivals and ceremonies in Lagos Island. Taking it over to schools for a university event is what made the students' display stand out. Moving to Ondo State. A member of the Ondo State House of Assembly, Chimichope Akumolafe, has commended Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa for executing various developmental projects across the state. Aiyedatiwa on Tuesday flagged off road construction projects in Egbaroke, the headquarters of Ife-Dore local government area of state, as well as other communities in the council area. Akumolafe, in a statement made available yesterday, said the development had rekindled hope among residents and strengthened their confidence in the government. According to him, the projects, which are expected to transform rural communities, had further bolstered the support of the people of the constituency for Aiyedatiwa and for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu re-election in 2027. Moving to Ogun State. The Ogun State Police Command has commenced a statewide enforcement crackdown on vehicles operated with covered, obscured, defaced, cancelled, unauthorized, or no registration number plate in a move aimed at strengthening security and curbing criminal activities across the state. The command said the exercise is being carried out in compliance with the directive of the Inspector General of Police and is designed to enhance public safety by denying criminal elements the anonymity often exploited in the commission of crimes. In a statement issued yesterday by the State Police Public Relations Officer, the SP Oluseyi Babasheyi, the Commissioner of Police, CP Bode Ojajuni, directed all area commanders, divisional police officers, and tactical team commanders to import over vending vehicles and conduct thorough investigations in accordance with extant laws. The statement stressed that the operation was not intended to inconvenience law-abiding citizens, but to improve the ability of law enforcement agencies to identify vehicles, investigate crimes, and track criminal suspects. Moving on, the National Assembly yesterday took a significant step in the quest for the establishment of state police as both the Senate and House of Representatives demonstrated sufficient eagerness to aim the 1999 Constitution to pave the way for the decentralization of policing in the country. This is as the House of Representatives passed the proposed legislation aimed at worsening security challenges across the country. The passing of the bill was sequel to voting by 290 out of the 360 members who attended the plenary. Speaking at the end of voting, Mr. Abbas said in attendance for the exercise are 290 members, out of which 289 voted in favor of state police. One member voted against, and there is no null vote. Moving on, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu today announced national honors for 50 Nigerians, including former Managing Director of Punch Nigeria Limited, Sir Ademola Osenube. Others include journalists, lawyers, activists, and retired military officers who he said suffered persecution, imprisonment, exile, and in some cases, solitary confinement during the struggle for democracy. Tinubu's announcement made as part of his June 12, 2026 Democracy Day address includes both living recipients and posthumous awards. Tinubu named Sam Omotasheye, former deputy editor of Sunday Concord, former managing editor of Concord, Abuja Brewery, and current chairman of the National's editorial board, as well as former editors of The Punch, Bola Wole and Gbemiga Ogunleye. Muyiwa Adekeye, a former media advisor to ex-Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai, who was also honored. The president also honored a list of journalists who were imprisoned by the Habasha regime. A presidential aide who did not want to be named confirmed to our correspondent that the full honors list with specific award categories attached to each recipient will be announced by the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation. Nigerian President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has vowed that no mercy will be shown to terror purveyors who enable the killing and kidnapping of innocent Nigerians. He also issued an ultimatum to bandits, kidnappers, and sponsors of terrorism to surrender or face the full force of the Nigerian state, disclosing that his administration had already neutralized over 30,000 terrorists in the past year alone. Tinubu gave the warning in his national address delivered on the occasion of the country's 27th consecutive Democracy Day celebration, his fourth as president since 2023. Tinubu said in response, he signed the Electricity Act, granting state authority to generate, transmit, and distribute power, authorized the Presidential Power Sector Task Force to raise a 4 trillion naira bond to settle verified legacy debt, and directed the Rural Electrification Agency, supported by the World Bank and the African Development Bank, to deploy off-grid and mini-grid power to underserved communities, universities, markets, and hospitals. You are still listening to Sunsplash FM from Alaye, Ekiti State.
TikTok Lekiti, on the heels of Efmalai, on the vibrant waves, Efmalai in the power, Tatimi Dabiaro, Tanro Bibiwe, keep it locked on the dial, to Splash, NFM, your life is sure.
Welcome back and thank you for staying tuned with us. Moving on to the rest of the news. Zuha. The National Association of Nigerian Students and Take It Back Movement Nigerian yesterday traded words over the abduction of school children and their teachers in Horiro local government area of Oyo State. The duo engaged themselves verbally during a town or series Oyo State organized by the New Central with the theme Oyo Heart Across Road, Security, Safety and the Future at Achibado Civic Center, Agodi in Ibadan, the state capital. In their separate interview with a correspondent on the sideline of the meeting, NAS and the movement disagreed over the recent protest on the Oyo abductees, in which the duo clashed around Bodija and Ibadan North local government area of the state. Speaking with our correspondent, the State Assistant General Secretary of NAS Joint Campus Council, Dami Larry Olayemi, alleged that CSO has also been fond of castigating his students body whenever use of national importance arises. Femi Adeyeye, one of the representatives of Take It Back movement, Adam Ifeanyi, explains that the movement was on a peaceful protest where the NAS members engaged them. In the meantime, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu today acknowledged that this year's Democracy Day celebrations were overshadowed by the continued captivity of school children abducted in Oyo and Borno State, even as he reaffirmed his administration's resolve to secure the safe return and strengthen Nigeria's overall security architecture. Though this year's mood is defined by the abduction of our children in Oyo and Borno, we remain hopeful for the safe return, the president said during his national address to mark Nigeria's 27th Democracy Day celebration, his fourth since assuming office in 2023. To our traditional rulers, faith leaders, and community heads, thank you for your support of peace and reconciliation. The government cannot do it alone, says the president. Sports. Moving to sport news. England midfielder George Bellingham believes the national team is better connected heading into the summer's World Cup than it was during its runs to the Euro 2024 final. Bellingham, as who played a key role as England reached the final before losing to Spain, reflected on the squad's experience and said lessons had been learned from the tournament. As reported by BBC Sports Today, Bellingham was quoted as saying, "At the Heroes we got some things a little bit wrong off the pitch," Bellingham said on England's Lions Den show. Looking ahead of England's World Cup campaign, Bellingham stressed that the importance of every member of the squad feeling valued and included. England begin the World Cup campaign against Croatia in Arlington, Texas next Wednesday as they bid to end their long wait for major tournament success. Moving to the news beyond Nigeria. South Africa has begun the repatriation of 586 Nigerians found to be residing in the country illegally, with the first batch of 250 returnees arriving in Lagos yesterday, amid growing concerns over xenophobic attacks targeting foreign nationals. In a statement issued yesterday, the department disclosed that the first repatriation flight departed on the morning of June 11, 2026, carrying 268 Nigerians back to their country. The remaining individuals are expected to leave South Africa on a second flight scheduled for June 15th. The statement read, the Department of Home Affairs confirms that it has proceeded 586 Nigerian nationals for repatriation after they were found to be residing in the Republic of South Africa illegally, according to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The evacuation was carried out in collaboration with the Nigerian High Commission in Pretoria and several agencies, including the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Aviation and Air, the Nigerian Immigration Service, and security agencies. To wrap up the news for 12 o'clock from Sunsplash FM and from Alaye, here are the top stories once again. Just 24 hours after APC Council launch, Oyebanji meets President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Terror Financials report daily, says Tinubu. To the news beyond Nigeria, South Africa repatriates 586 Nigerians. Thank you for listening. Have a great and wonderful day ahead. I am Adeyege Bamibade.